Okay, now let's understand what are the activities in agriculture. Now I gave you an example of a field wherein you had all the trees and plants. Now these plants do not grow in one single day. There's an activity, a series of activity that are taken or rather done by the farmer before these plants come up. So these activities are basically classified as follows. The first one is soil preparation. So what happens is that, originally, let's say you had a particular field where you had grown wheat. Now wheat is harvested in April, and at that point in time when the harvesting has been done, the field will become very rough and tough. Why? Because you would have actually plucked the plants, the wheat plants, the roots might be here, okay, somewhere or the other, and the soil would also have kind of lost its ability to provide relevant minerals. So the first thing that you have to do is preparation of soil. I'll come back to you on detail on this particular part. The second is the selection and sowing seeds. So now seeds are also available for different categories. There are seeds, depending on what quality of seeds you use, the yield or the production will differ materially. So you have to select the proper seed which you want to do and then sow it in the ground, which means that you put it down. Let's say this is the ground, so you try and put it here, below the ground level. Then comes irrigation. So once the seed is done, then you use means to drop water on the field, which is basically known as irrigation. Then is weeding and other means to protect crops. So what happens once these plants start coming up, it might just be that some plants amongst these plants might not be of good quality. So what you do is, as these other plants grow, you just remove this plant from here. This is known as weeding. Okay? Or it may just be that, let's say, there are certain pests which got onto this plant. So you spread fertilizer. You use fertilizers to protect the crop from insects. And then finally comes the harvesting, which means that once these plants are ready, you harvest them, you cut them and extract the relevant things. So let's say you extract all the wheat and put it in a wheat bag. Once these bags are ready, you go and store them in the storage house or a warehouse that you might call them. So these are different steps which are involved in an agriculture process. We will kind of take them a little more into details in some of the subsequent videos.